You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Hey guys, welcome back to RBB. Today we're going to be talking about the Palmetto State Micro Dagger. When I first heard of Palmetto State Armory, I thought they were sort of an in it for the money, fly by night, make pieces of crap products, and that was just sort of my snap judgment from having been around the firearms industry for a long time and kind of thinking I knew who the players were.
So why would someone want to buy a Glock clone and not just a Glock? There are a few reasons for this. First might be that in the case of the Palmetto State Armory, it's a less expensive buy-in cost than the Glock 43X. Next would be that there is already a wealth of aftermarket Glock parts as well as Glock factory parts available to mix and match to your personal preference. Third, although related, could be that a Glock clone would also fit most other accessories available for Glocks, such as holsters, third-party magazines, as well as Glock factory magazines. As far as how reliable the gun is out of the box, well, that's what we're going to look at next.
Let me just tell you what my thought process is when it comes to Glocks, Glock clones. I believe that nobody can out-Glock Glock. I've seen and operated around a lot of the high-end sort of Gucci Glock clones that were 2, 3, 4 times as much as what a Glock cost, and I really wasn't that impressed with them. And the reason why I say that is because Glock is known specifically for one thing. They always go bang. And if you're going to make a clone of a Glock, you at least need to take the essence of what Glocks are, what they do really well, and then build upon that. And what I would see with people coming to the range with some of these homage Glock expensive guns was that some of them even required a break-in period.
You serious?
A break-in period for a Glock is ridiculous. As anybody who's ever shot a Glock before, the day you buy it, you make sure it has a little oil on it, you load up ammunition on it, you go out to the range, and you shoot it, and there is no break-in period. So for me personally, I can't get it into my head that it's a Glock clone would cost 3 to 4 times more than a standard Glock and yet not be as reliable as a Glock is. And there's probably somebody out there who's watching me and typing furiously in the comment section saying, I have one of these Gucci Glocks and I love it. I bet my life on it. Hey, good for you. I totally respect that that works for you. I've had things from manufacturers that other people browbeat and put down before, and it worked for me. So I get that. But for every one of you out there watching this that has that high-end Gucci not Glock homage clone, I know 5 or 6 guys who have bought those, really wanted them to work. They went through a learning curve and realized that these are not Glocks, and they ended up selling them. Okay, so there's a lot more of those people that I've experienced than people who are really happy with their fill in the name of the brand that is supposed to be a high-end Glock. And so that's what we're looking at today is the Micro Dagger. And in this video, I want to just test it out before I start putting a bunch of parts onto it. I want to just test it out to see out of the box how reliable it is. I already did a video about the Micro Dagger magazines, but I did them in comparison to the Glock magazines. And you can look at that video and see what we thought of the construction of the magazines and how well they worked in a Glock 43X and a Glock 48. But for this video, we're just going to be looking at, is the Micro Dagger a gun that you can buy and expect it to be reliable, number one? And also, is it a gun that you can get into for $150 cheaper than a Glock 43X and use as a base gun for some sort of a build that you want to eventually get to? Now, having said that, I will also tell you that because I have a number of different Glocks, there is almost always parts. When I buy a Glock, there are almost always parts I know I'm going to be changing out. So to say, well, just get a Glock and you won't have to do any of that, that's not the case for me. Yes, I can run a box stock Glock. I've got a few of those, but it's nice to be able to adorn it with a few things that make life easier for you. So with that being said, let's get into this. Today we're going to be rocking the Palmetto State Armory Micro Dagger. I got it in green. They sell it in other colors, but I just thought the green looked kind of cool. So I've got 2 of the Palmetto State, the PSA magazines, 15 rounders, and then I've also got a couple of Glock 43X mags, and I'm going to be running through it as well. So we're a total of 50 rounds, so we'll see how it does. 100%. 100%. Both of the Palmetto State mags, 100%. The sights on it are fine. They're metal sights. They're 3-dot, white dot, and you know, you can do a lot worse. We're gonna shoot some Glock 43X mags. Here we go. %. Failure to lock back on the last round. That could have been the Glock 43X mag, but still running good. 100% through all the mags. I think this is a good little shooter. I think that what PSA has done here, at least in this representation of the micro dagger, is really impressive. Wow. Yeah, this is a good little gun. I know that some other people have reported that they didn't have as good a success with it, but this, to me, first 50 rounds, that tells me that this thing is not bad. I mean, obviously, it fits. It is a Glock clone, Glock 43X clone, so it fits all of the holsters that a Glock 43, or most of them anyways. Starting out with the Vanguard 2 trigger guard holster, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of, because I don't like stuffing things into the appendix without the trigger guard being already covered. But this thing is runs great. You can hear, even from there, you can hear this thing snaps in. It locks in just like a Glock 43X does. And this thing is, wow, I'm really impressed. So let's go start over. Let's go start another one. So figured we'd stretch it out a little bit. This is about 17, 18 yards. Just kind of see what the accuracy is like using the stock sights and stock trigger. Again, all the way loaded up. This is the second 50 rounds. Palmetto State magazine, first one, second time around, runs like a top. Palmetto State magazine, second time around, runs like a top, 100%. Going to the Glock mags. The Glock mag, 100%. Fast mag. Function reliably, both Palmetto State and Glock magazines, 100%. So let's go down and take a look. So I noticed that a lot of my shots were at first were low, but they were consistent. So obviously the mechanical accuracy is there. That's just me, but the gun runs great. Yeah, I think it's an outstanding example of what Glock clones can be, compared to some of the stuff that's out there that claims to be better, and it's not. So this last little thing we're going to do is just a quick program to just practice draws from the holster, 2-second exposure of the target, and we're just going to fire one shot. I'm getting kind of low on ammo. I didn't bring enough, but so it's going to look something like this. Going to work from appendix, and I'm going to be stowing it every single time. So here we go. Brian's been on the channel before. Brian, we are here to shoot the PSA micro dagger in cool green. And I've already shot it, so I wanted to see what your thoughts were on it. We've loaded up a couple mags, a couple of micro Dagger mags, as well as a couple of the 43X mags, and we're going to see how it runs. Now, you have a 43X.
Correct.
And what do you think of the Glock 43X? Not only do you have it, do you carry it very often?
Every day. Every day that I leave the house, except for work. And I love it.
Okay, well, then somebody who knows what is very familiar with it, we'll find out. Here we go. Go ahead and do your thing. Okay, initial thoughts. What do you think?
I love it. Shoots just as the Glock does. Very smooth. The recoil is that of a 43X, in my opinion. Great.
Nice. All right, next mag. Okay, so just real quick, there are two different concepts that I've been kind of operating on as far as why I wanted to test this out. The first one was, if you don't have a lot of money, and that's $150 cheaper than a Glock 43, and you want to be able to get something for self-protection, would that be something that you would consider if you didn't have the money for a Glock 43X?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And even if I had a 43X, I would even consider buying one of these just as an extra, just to have something that's not the same. Right. Kind of switch it up, you know, with the color and just everything, just be able to have something that's not a Glock, but like it.
Okay. And then the next thing that I wanted to kind of answer for myself was, if you were going to be what they'd now like to call building a gun, and you needed a base gun to start with, and maybe you wanted to save yourself like $150 because you know you're going to be trading parts out, whether it's a Glock or a Palmetto State Armory anyways, is that something that you would look at as worthy of being a base gun to kind of build something a little more fancy with?
Oh, of course. Looking at this one as it is, I think I prefer this frame over a Glock frame.
Yeah.
And I do like that the slide comes optics ready, without having to pay for an MOS Glock.
Yeah, that's what they call their shield cut, because it's cut for the RMSC.
I also do like the serrations and then this little design
there,
on each side. And I do like that there's no markings on it for what caliber or what brand or something. It's very just basic and gets the job done.
Another interesting thing that I read on their website is both the barrel and the slide are stainless. So if the coating scrapes off, because I think it's like a Cerakote, if that scrapes off, you don't have to sweat bullets that it's going to just start rusting on you automatically, like if it's some other sort of alloy steel. It's stainless to begin with, so I'd say that's a good thing too. So I think they did a lot of things right with that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Hey guys, take care. We'll catch you right back here on Ranges, Backstops, and Burns.